almost 4 years ago, something happened that changed my life, right? My son, mom passed away.
Sorry to hear that, bro.
Yeah, my son, mom passed away. So here I am running a successful company by myself, right? 600 plus clients, like killing them, making pretty good money, right?
You say killing it, what you making?
Probably about $70,000 to $80,000 a month.
Nice.
And this is myself really with no overhead,
Okay,
right? And this was close to about 4 years ago, right?
But you slaving right
now. Slaving. Every single day I'm working 18, 20 hours a day. And here's the crazy part, right? You know how it is when you deal with credit, right? Mm-hmm. Especially dealing with those clients who paid you for a service because they want you to help clean up their credit so they can go and get their car, their home, start their business, right? So the pressure is on, right? So 600 plus clients, grinding every single day, had a tragic event that happened to me. My son, mom passed away. And here I am at the funeral. I'm at counsel with my sons, getting text messages, getting calls from clients. So I'm dealing with the funeral, grieving, dealing with my children, and I'm still having to deal with these 600 clients because I didn't have no help, right? It was just me. So when you talk about working and grinding to help other people out, but you're still suffering, right? I'm helping everybody else chase their goals and get to where they want to get to, but I'm successful when you talk about that, but I come back home and it's kind of like, damn, I'm a failure, right? Ain't got no time for my children, got no time for my girlfriend, ain't got no time for myself, right? Grieving, counseling, dealing with the funeral, dealing with the loss of my son, mom, and having to deal with 600 clients. I was burnt out, right? I was burnt out. And that's the thing.
How old were your children, if you don't mind me asking, bro?
My son, mom passed away on his 10th birthday. Right?
That's heavy.
Heavy on his 10th birthday. And my daughter's 20 years old now, so she was probably in high school then.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's tragic. And it's the first time where I realized, like, man, it's cool to want to save the world, cool want to, help everybody reach their goals, but you got to care about yourself sometimes. And at that time, like, I wasn't caring about myself. I wasn't giving myself the time, wasn't giving my kids the time, my family the time, just worried about the clients. Now, like I said, I was burnt out, and I literally walked away from my business. Threw the towel, and I'm like, man, this is it. I'd rather live. I'd rather have the freedom. I'd rather, do whatever I need to do besides deal with these clients by myself. So I kind of walked away, sold my company, and gave up.
What'd you sell the company for?
Honestly, I sold it for almost less than what I was making a month. I sold my company for $50,000 just because I was tired of it and I just wanted out of it. I ain't care about the money. I ain't care about anything. I just cared about freedom at the time.
How'd you feel once you got that off
your
chest?
At the time when you grieving and you going through those situations, a lot of times you're not really thinking clearly, right? You're just thinking in the moment. In the moment, it was a good idea. I'm like, I'm free. I ain't got to worry about no clients. I ain't got to worry about nothing but my kids. Give my son the time he need. Give myself the time I need. And then it hit me really till like 6 months later, right? And I see the same company, the same person that I down there sold my company to, like started kind of like making millions off of the structure, off of the people, off the clients that I had. And I'm like, damn, I made a mistake. Right, but I made a mistake because I ain't had no help. But I realized like the only thing that was stopping me from scaling my business, keeping my business, and getting to the point where I want to get was like just having help, right? Having one person that can come in, help me take a week off, help me take 2 weeks off to get my mind right, the grieve and do what I needed to do. But I didn't have that. All I needed was one person. All I needed was an executive assistant, a virtual assistant, somebody to come in and help me, and I didn't have that. Right.
What do you do next when you realize, hey, I still got to work for some money to provide for my children?
Yep. And it was like, I had the freedom, I had the time, so I was happy when it came to that. But that wasn't paying the bills, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, that's why.
And I'm like, cool, I ain't got to worry about these clients no more. But I made a decision, like anything I do moving forward, I was going to do it the right way. I was going to do it, one, by having good systems and processes in place. One, by just building a team, right? Anything I do, I need to build a team to help me, right? It's so much you can do on your own, but if you build a team, you can do a whole lot more. And I kind of realized that. And one of the other things that I kind of lacked there, and we all do, especially as men, I didn't really know how to ask for help. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't really know how to ask for help, right? I didn't know how to, one, identify the areas of my business and in my life that I needed help with. And then I didn't know how to ask for the help.
How do you convey to somebody who's conditioned to working hard that they need to leverage your services?
And here's the thing, right? Whether you're leveraging my service or you just getting help, right? Here's the thing that we got to realize, right? Especially as entrepreneurs, right? Whenever we get into this business, we do it for a few different reasons, right? One, because we want financial freedom, right? And then we want time freedom so that we can spend more time with our family, spend more time with our kids, take trips, live the life we want to live, right? But a lot of times we're grinding to where we kind of skip over the whole reason why we got into it in the first place, right? We don't care about the 18, 20 hours a day that we work as long as we bringing the money in, but we forget about the main reason why we started our business in the first place, at least most of us, right? So we can have time to do what the hell we want to do, spend time with our family, take trips, just live the life we want to live. And if we can get back to that point, right, and just remember why we started in the first place, like, all the other stuff would be easy, right? Getting help would be easy. Asking for help would be a little bit more easier, right? Because we realize the bigger picture and the bigger goal, right? Time, freedom, and being able to do what we want to do. We can't do that on our own. Why are most of these companies located in the Philippines? One, because most people in the Philippines speak really great English, really great communication skills, right? English is like one of the primary languages. They start learning English from kindergarten. Every sign in the Philippines is in English. It's in no other language, right? So one, the communication skills, the English is very great. In the Philippines, for the most case, education is free. So just about everybody you talk to or every virtual assistant you interview, most of them are gonna have college degrees or some type of college education, right? Most Philippines are like, they just love Americans, right? They love our tradition, love our culture, right? So all the music we listen to, the things we do, the shows we look at, right? Most Philippines can relate to. They can relate to our life, right? And then on top of that, the living expense is really inexpensive, right? The salary is really low that you have to pay most Filipinos. In the Philippines, the minimum wage is about $10 a day.
Wow.
$10 a day. Of course, we hire people. We don't pay them $10 a day. We pay them a whole lot more. But the minimum wage is about $10 a day. So I realized, like, this is why most people are taking jobs overseas. Most people are hiring virtual assistants. One, the salary that you pay your virtual assistant is gonna be really, really cheap. You can hire a full-time virtual assistant for about $500 to $600 a month, 40 hours a week, right? English and communication skills are really, really great. And most Filipinos, they love Americans and they want to work for us versus other countries that you'll go to. They don't want to work for, don't want to work for Americans, don't want to work for us, right? But the Philippines, they really love American culture. So, but I figured that out and I'm like, damn, this is it, right? I can literally bring somebody into my company, help me out full-time, 40 hours a week for $500 to $600 a month, right? And it ain't even just coming in to help you out in your business, right? Imagine this: most people have a lot of dreams and things that they want to accomplish, but the one thing that holds us back is, damn, I don't know how to do this. Or dang, I don't know how to do that, right? But what if you can literally hire somebody to do just about everything that you can't do? Everything that's holding you back, they're helping you hold on to those excuses. What if you could hire somebody to come in and solve every excuse that you got? My son and my nephew, 13 and 15 years old, they're in the music. They be rapping just like most teenagers do. They got their own VA, and guess what VA do? Getting them booked for shows, getting them booked for gigs. Right now, they're 13 and 15 on a whole HBCU tour. They done toured over 12 colleges just this semester, football games, performing every weekend. How I didn't do it, they VA got them booked for these different gigs.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
so just about
crazy.
anything you want to do, you can hire the VA to do it for you. Like, it's real simple. A lot of people see what I do now. They see the income I make, the other businesses that I help make 7, 8 figures. and help them free up that time. They look at that, but I was a high school dropout. 11th grade education, right?
Here in Atlanta, right?
In Atlanta.
Got you.
11th grade education. I was a father at 14. So I had my daughter when I was 14 years old in 9th grade, right? Imagine being, 14 years old, finding out you got less than 5 months to learn how to be a dad, right? I ain't have no education, no money, family ain't come from money, no resources or anything. And what I had to do my whole life is just figure it out, right? Figure it out. And that's one thing I love about my experiences or having a GED and all of that, because that's one thing I learned, like how not to make excuses, just get it done, right? Whatever you need to do, get it done. You ain't got to be the smartest in the room, but you can know how to hire the smartest, right? But it's one thing I learned, right? So even whether you're an entrepreneur, you're trying to free up your time, or you're trying to start a new business, go into a new industry, and you don't necessarily know how to do all the things that you need to get done, just go and hire somebody. Hire your virtual assistant, $500-$600 a month. Write down a list of everything that you're doing in your business, right? Write down a list of everything you're doing in your business. I don't care if you're doing 10 things in your business or you're doing 50 things. Write it down, everything from sending out emails, social media management, sending out contracts, making phone calls. Whatever you're doing, write that down. Then what I want you to do is, I want you to highlight everything on that list green, the things that you love doing and the things that you're great at doing. Next on that list, highlight everything red that you're not great at doing and you don't like doing.
Okay.
Right? And then, of course, there's going to be things in our business that we want to start doing, but we're not currently doing it yet, right? Because we may not know how. Write that stuff on that list as well and highlight that yellow. What I always say is, whenever you first start hiring, hire somebody to do the things that you don't want to do, right? The things that you don't like doing, the things that drain you most of your energy every day when you come in to work, right? Hire somebody to do those things first, right? So whether it's, hey, I need you to do my customer service, right, for my business, right? What do your customer service look like, right? When your clients call in, what happens, right? What phone number do they call? How do you answer the phone, right? Here's a list of questions that each person may ask you as it relates to customer service. Okay, what's the rebuttal? Or how do you answer these questions, right? Just have it mapped out, right? Okay, if you can't answer their question, what's the next thing that you do? Who do you refer the question to in the company line? Just simple directions. It's simple. We all got processes and SOPs in our head.
You got a template for this? I'm gonna need this template.
Facts.
Okay, there it is. Mike gonna need it too, though.
Listen. We all got processes and SOPs in our head, right? We all know what we do in our business. You know what you wake up and do every day on this podcast, right? It is in your head. You just know it because you do it naturally every single day, right? Go and get the mics out, set all the boards up, the cameras up. You know exactly what you do. How you get guests onto your podcast, the type of messages you send them, the emails you send them, how you do your graphics. You know every single thing for the podcast is probably in your head, but all you need to do is write it down on a piece of paper. Right? Create some type of training, whether you type it up, you record your screen showing somebody how to do it, and then just have that person come in and do it, right? And as they do it, it'll get better, right? Don't expect whoever you hire to be perfect the first day, the second day, the first week, right? Just have them keep doing the task over and over and over until they almost do it like you do it, right? And if they don't do it like you do it, we need to train them some more.
You said that some of the challenges is in training your VA. Sometimes it's not the VA, it's you.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? How do you identify where the issue is?
The main thing you got to do is hire right from the beginning, right? VA is going to have different skill sets. Some are going to be stronger on the phones. Some are going to be stronger with social media management. Some are going to be stronger doing administrative stuff. First, you got to hire smart from the beginning based on what you need, right? And then, for example, say if you're doing your sales call for your wholesaling business, right? One of the easiest way to train a VA is to have them on all of those phone calls with you, listening to the phone calls, recording the phone calls, taking notes of all the phone calls, right? Then what you do when you go pile, say, 20 different phone calls, you then divide those calls into the good calls, the bad calls, and I don't know what the hell these calls were, right?
I got you.
Have your VA go back, listen to all of the calls, study the notes from the calls, right? And then have her build out her own call flow, right? and then just have them get real life practice and get on the phone talking to some leads and see how it goes. You listen to 3, 4 of them, you let them know what they did right, let them know what they did wrong, and let them try it again.
What's turnover like typically?
I would say this: turnover is all depending on how you treat your VA. If you pay your VA really well, right, and not crappy. When I say that, some people try to hire a full-time VA. I'm gonna give them $300 a month. No, because what's gonna happen then? They're gonna go and find another job. They're gonna be working both jobs, right? But what we like to do, we like to pay a person really great so they can not want to have to work for nobody else. They can go to sleep thinking about our company, wake up thinking about it, how they're gonna make it better every day without thinking about 2 or 3 different companies. Right? So one, how you treat them, right? And then just making sure that you're helping them reach their goals as well. For example, a few people that we hired in our company, their goals were, hey, I want to go back to school next semester, right? One of them was like, I want to buy a house by my 30th birthday for my family, right? And we just helped them hit those goals. Like, for example, to go to college, for a semester in the Philippines, only like $400. It wasn't much to us, but it's a lot to your Filipino. Okay, cool, we'll pay for you to go to college this semester. Like, doing little small acts like that, it'll make a person always want to work for you and loyal to you, never go anywhere, right? The other example, my COO, she wanted a house for her 30th birthday. The house was only about $1,500 down. The house was only like $10,000. It was like $1,500 down, but just coming up with $1,500, it would have took forever. But I said, okay, cool, you've been loyal to the company, you've been serving, doing what you, let me give you $1,500 down for your new house. When they got a big house in the Philippines. But so little small things like that you're doing for somebody that's been loyal to your company.
She better be a lifetime employee now.
Yeah, lifetime. She done helped me make so many hundreds of $1,000s in this company because I don't know how to do nothing. She ran it. She ran it all. She deserved it, right? So how you treat your VAs, how you let them know, hey, you appreciate them. Like the turnover rate is gonna be really, really low.
Managing 8,000 people sounds overwhelming. And so what I want to ask you is, how many people do you have staffed for your personal company?
So I have about 120 staff for my personal company.
Okay.
Right? Probably about 8 of them are internal. The other ones are paired up with different clients.
So explain that.
So when I say internal, of course, we're a staffing company, right? So if we have 120 VAs, say about 110 is staffed with other companies. That means you're paying me $375 a week per VA that you have for me, right? So literally, we're getting paid for the clients. When I say internal, those are ones that are working internal for me.
Understood.
Doing my sales, admin, work, graphic design, running my social media pages, working internally for me. But here's the thing, right? I learned how to turn like my payroll into a paycheck, and I'm gonna tell you what I mean by that, right? The graphic designers that we had, the social media managers that I have, my ads person, my email marketer, everybody that I have working internally for me, I'm like, listen, I'm not making any money from them, right? They're all working internal for me. So how can I make money from my payroll? So what I did was I launched IHR Buddy Academy. So the graphic designer, the social media manager, my ads person, my email marketer, I turned them into trainers. So now, even though they're working internal for me, getting things done, now they're training other VAs for other companies. So I'm making money off of my payroll, basically.